Okay, so we are playing some Depths Fins, as I am calling it, or Grizzlebrand 20 TinFins 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, I think is what Chantel called it, which is a deck Matt Nass top 16 GP Seattle with, that combines Turbo Depths and TinFins into this weird amalgamation, and you use Living End to kind of stitch it all. You use Living Wish, I got there eventually, to kind of stitch it all together. Assume this is good enough. It makes turn 3 Dark Depths, right? Makes turn 3 Dark Depths. So I assume we just keep this. I'm not like thrilled about it by any means, but yeah, I'm in for turn 3 Merit Age. Make the opponent think I'm playing Turbo Depths, yep. That also has value too, might make them play differently. Opponent's on a Mole 2/5. Okay. Do not reveal the LED, I agree. Right, we're just gonna pass the turn here. Oh, are we against we're against the lands player again, aren't we? That we played earlier? I recognize that name. Yeah, this is exciting. As a legacy player, this hand looks hilarious, Steven. Wow, this is interesting opening from the opponent. Yeah, this is the salty one. I guess we just cast the Hex Mage. Pass the turn. And then next turn I guess that exposes the Hex Mage to Punishing Fire, right? Whereas if we play the Dark Depths, we don't expose the Hex Mage. But, what's in our sideboard that we can Living Wish for? Is there anything relevant here? This finds creature or lands. We can find Caracas. So if we cast Hex Mage this turn, next turn we can Living Wish for a Caracas, which can deal with their Dark Depths. They have no cards in hand, yep. For sure, Steven. That does affect things. Living Wish for Caracas, this deck is hilarious, it's delightful. I think I'm just going to cast my Hex Mage, and then next turn play this Dark Depths out, so that I can Living Wish for a Caracas next turn. It exposes me to Punishing Fire, but in exchange it doesn't expose me to Wasteland, so it's probably like even overall. But it actually uses my mana, which is kind of nice. I guess it's kind of awkward in that it lets my opponent know my plan. You like looking for Caracas, since I can always just Hex Mage next turn. Maybe. I don't know, still kind of getting a feel for this. I'm pretty happy with running out the Hex Mage, but I could see it being wrong. This is like a bit of a weird situation. I guess this is Bags of the Tabernacle, right? Because now we have to pay a mana for this in our turns. We don't even get to Living Wish anyway. I guess that's the real reason why we shouldn't play out the Vampire Hex Mage. The fact that we're going to have to pay a mana for it anyway. That makes sense. We are learning. Anyway. Get to make a 20/20. We do it now to play around Wasteland. They don't have access to a Caracas at the moment. And then next turn is destroy, right? Not sacrifice, so it can't touch Dark Depths. Then next turn we Living Wish for Caracas and kill them. That seems great. Yep, exactly, Stephen. We force them to make a 20/20, then next turn we find our Caracas. Even if they find a Caracas, doing it instant speed doesn't help. Yep, exactly, Alessia. So we might as well just do it then to play around Wasteland. Right. So, what are we boarding? I guess we want the Pithing Needles. So the only sideboard cards we have are these, because the rest is our wish package, I assume is how this works. So I might want the opponent is not salting off yet. I don't even know if they know we're the same opponent from earlier, but so we might want the Pithing Needles for like their deck. It's kind of awkward that it turns off some of our deck too, though. Like, I could see not boarding in the Pithing Needles and just, like, trying to be a faster version of what they're faster at doing stuff than they are. What would the Pithing Needles be over? Like, Gravestone stops Loam. I don't think we care about Loam, though. Loam's so slow against us. I feel like by the point they're Loaming for, like, any meaningful effect, we're already losing. We are running Thespian Stage, yep. I'm almost tempted not to bring in these, and just to be as fast and efficient as possible. Like, I think that's fine. They will play Sphere of Resistance. Yep, we can wish for this to interact with that, I guess. You like Stage? We have 3 in the deck, and we have Living Wish to go get the final one. So we get to have this as a Living Wish target. Oh, you like Needle for Stage. Ah, so like when we draw our Hex Mages, we can just run out our Stage. That could make sense. I don't know, I feel... I guess our discard can't hit a lot of their stuff anyway. So we could just board out some discard and board in these Needles, and I think that's fine. Yeah, I think the Needles are fine. The discard's not great against our opponent anyway. It only stops crop rotation for, like, Bojuka Bog. Like, on the draw, they can often get down their spheres before we can... this one doesn't seem good enough. We go, like, end of turn, discard Grizzlebrand. It's, like, so slow. Children of Corliss is pretty... Yeah, this is a bad hand. I agree, Nikos. This is a pretty bad hand, but it's got the Entomb. It doesn't need much to win the game. And we've got a Thoughtseize on 1 to buy us a turn until we can get things set up. This gets Loyal Retainers. So this hand goes... Thoughtseize you... Entomb Grizzlebrand, Living Wish for Loyal Retainers, and then turn 3 get back Grizzlebrand. I think that's fine with like the Thoughtseize to protect it all. I think I'm gonna do this. Alright, they get to go turn on Loam. So I can fort seize them, they get to wasteland my Urborg, which I think means I have to go get a swamp, which is awkward because it means using this Living Wish becomes a lot harder, but I have to find a swamp against the wasteland. Otherwise they're just going to wasteland me, loan back their wasteland, and like leave me in the same situation. So I think I just have to get a swamp here. And then we're going to fort seize them. Yeah, agreed, Stephen. This fort seize does look a bit awkward. Wow, 2 crop rotations. So many Bajuka Bogs. At least we're drawing really live to Dark Depths. I guess I still just have to take a crop rotation anyway. I don't know how I actually beat this hand without another discard spell. But taking the Punishing Fire seems terrible. So here we go. I could cast Petal here. They likely play Sphere of Resistance, so getting the Petal in play seems good. Oh, I was meant to play out Urborg and force them to wasteland me. Derp. Obviously I was meant to do that. I was too caught up in thinking through the fort seize and tilting off about my life. Right, so they've started loaming. I'm going to crop rotation. Maybe find a Ghost Quarter. They find a Thespian Stage to protect themselves from Dark Depths. That makes sense. That does mean they don't have Bajuka Bog up anymore. That's a Pithing Needle. I'm not sure we actually want to use that Pithing Needle though. We can turn off their wastelands. I'm not sure what that achieves at the moment. We can turn off their Thespian stages so we don't die. Yeah, that's possible, Nikos. It's possible that's what he thinks we are. I'm tempted to just name Thespian Stage. Like, I don't see how getting Urborgs in play achieves very much for us. Can I Needle for a Mox? I cannot Needle a Mox. Also, they have forests in their hand. They just loamed back like 2 forests. I guess I'm going to name Thespian Stage. It buys me a lot of time, and now that the crop rotation's out of my opponent's hand, if we can find a Shallow Grave, we're in a good position to go for the kill. So I'm just going to name Thespian Stage, and play a Sacrificial Urborg, I think. Forces them to, like, spend some time wastelanding it. I don't know if that actually achieves very much. But I guess it takes them off a land drop, so whatever. It's kind of awkward because it like throws away what's like essentially a Lotus Petal. I'm not going to Entomb for a Grizzlebrand because it lets them know that they need to find a Bajuka Bog. And it really punishes us if they draw the Bajuka Bog. There's also a non-zero chance my opponent just doesn't have Bajuka Bog in their deck anymore, if they genuinely think we're just on Turbo Depths. Life from the Loam, get back, Wasteland, Ghost Quarter, Tiger. Ooh, the Ghost Quarter is terrifying. I get to Ghost Quarter my Swamp this turn. I might Entomb for a Grizzlebrand now. Then I'm drawing towards LED or Shallow Grave, because LED lets me go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, get Loyal Retainers, get back Grizzlebrand. It lets them know what we're doing though. If we lose this game. So this would give us 1 extra mana if we get a good draw. But in exchange it lets them know what we're doing, which does have a downside. In that it means they can play better next game with like more knowledge of what they have to be prepared for. It's interesting. I'm going to send out a tweet saying that we're live with Depth TinFins. I think I'm just going to Entomb here. I think the extra mana could actually end up mattering if we do combo off. I wonder what opponent's considering. Right, they haven't made their land drop this turn. I would complain about opponent playing slow, but our clock is way lower than theirs, where we've been like figuring out how to play this deck. Sorry for this slight pause whilst we wait for my opponent to take their action. Should be back to the game in a moment. I mean, like, I want to complain about it, Nucleo, but to be fair, I've been playing way slower than they have up until this point in the game. Where, like, this deck's pretty confusing. I'm kind of, like, getting the hang of it for the first time. Looking at my sideboard a moment here. So, how does this work? Return target legendary creature, activate this ability only during your turn before attackers are declared. Okay. What is it, Phil? Good point. Well made. Mew is here. Mew is well and loved. It's kind of awkward. I don't know where to put her. I could hang her on the... here. Now she's like in view. Right, I'm gonna go find my Grizzlebrand, I think. I think the extra mana could end up mattering. Heh. Lol. This is great. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Yeah, if we draw Exhume, we're pretty happy. I agree, Nucleosynth. I agree with that assessment. Do I draw 7 more, or do I just wait a turn? I might just wait a turn. I don't really want to have to, like, discard a bunch of cards. Opponent is not salting yet. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait a turn before drawing any more. I'm not really into the idea of, like, just discarding a bunch of cards. I could seize them here. It cuts me off some coloured mana. It also cuts me off a Grizzlebrand activation. That seems bad. Because they have Punishing Fire in their hand. It would cut me off a Grizzlebrand activation. I could discard Unburial Rites, couldn't I? I guess this is fine though. Don't think it really matters at this point. Magic's the best. Jeez. Magic is just the best. Now I get to attack my Grizzlebrand. I get to name Caracas with this Pithing Needle if I want. Let's attack with Grizzlebrand. Then we're going to draw some more cards. See if we can kill my opponent. You really want to know what opponent is thinking right now? I'm kind of curious about that. Oh, they get to return the Punishing Fire? That's adorable. Okay, so pay 7, draw 7. See what we find. Not a lot. That's kind of a bad draw 7. You looked away and we have Grizzlebrand. That is indeed what happened, Stephen. Oh, we can get a Hex Mage and play our Pithing Needle, I guess. Seems fine. We can Pithing Needle Caracas so they can't deal with our Grizzlebrand. I think. It means we can't Living Wish for our own Caracas. Unmask them for Unburial Rites. What? I think Moto is bugging out because of the timing on this. It's really awkward. My opponent has conceded, but it's like bugging out Modo slightly. I think they have 2 Punishing Fires in hand, Nucleo. I think because they still had one that we saw off the Fortsies, and they returned the other one from our Grizzlebrand hit. So the Hex Mage is dying anyway. Really, all playing out Hex Mage is doing is eating up their mana. Alright. What the hell does this hand do? We can Living Wish for a Grizzlebrand. Have Exhume on the stack. So, Living Wish for a Grizzlebrand, cast Exhume, crack Lion's Eye Diamond, get back Grizzlebrand. So we have a turn 1 Grizzlebrand, right? The Lab Maniac is so when you draw your whole deck with Grizzlebrand plus Children of Corliss, you have a card that auto wins the game. It's also to help you win through Ensnaring Bridge. The fact that you can use that line to win through Ensnaring Bridge is pretty relevant. This deck is quite something. That is definitely the case. Nucleo. They took our Living Wish. No, our hand does nothing. What am I doing now? I guess I just play the Marsh Bats and say go. Yeah, our turn 1 is gone. I'm pretty heartbroken about that. If we're on the play. Alright. Polluted Delta go. Fort Caesars is decent. And, like, clear the way for a combo in a couple turns. No, you Living Wish for Grizzlebrand and Exhume it, right? Nuclear. Wow, their hand sucks. I guess we're taking the Force. They get to keep a Ponder, but that's fine. Like, you Living Wish for Grizzlebrand, cast Exhume, Exhume on the stack, crack Lion's Eye, so that you return the Grizzlebrand on turn 1. They're probably Pile, right? They're probably Pile or Grixis Control, something like that, I assume, because they have the Swamp as well. The Inquisition and the Swamp implies it's one of those. Did I say it was Grixis Delver by accident? If so, I did not mean that. I am well aware Grixis Delver does not play a Swamp. Oh wait, no, sorry, there's a Probe. This is... Okay, so they're probably Grixis Control then with, like, Young Pyromancers. If they have Probes in their deck. For sure. You can not say no to some 2020s. I wonder if I was probably meant to play out Dark Depths last turn, right? Because now I'm not drawing live the Thespian stage. Whereas if I played out Dark Depths, I would be drawing live the Thespian stage. Never mind, I drew Entomb, because I'm great. Let's go Dark Ritual, Entomb, Exhume. This keeps hold of the coloured mana from Petal this way. Put a Grizzlebrand in our yard. Exhume the Grizzlebrand. Win the game. Is it safer to keep LED in hand or play it out? I'm not actually sure. They probably have Colligan's commands in their deck. I know. I think they're like Grixis control Nikos, which explains the probes because they want those for young pyromancers. So do we want Silent Gravestone? They probably have Death Rites and Surgicals. So Silent Gravestone seems excellent. So we need to take out 3 cards. I have literally no idea what the cards you take out here are. Probably like a Lion's Eye Diamond, I guess. I guess we just take out like a little bit of the fast mana, since the games are gonna like take a bit longer to get going. It kind of makes sense to me. We've got the Therapy. Yeah, Silent Gravestones is a lot easier to cast where you don't have much green mana in your deck. It's also much more efficient. It allows for more turn 1 kills through Surgical. We saw red cards. We saw Lightning Bolt Nuclear. I almost want to get the Therapy. It's so hard to know what to name post-board because they have like a much wider array of disruption. I also kind of just want to like cut a bit of mana though. Whatever, this is probably fine. Maybe I'm just meant to cut another Lion's Eye Diamond, but I worry that that makes going off with Grizzlebrand a bit harder. Maybe we figure if we get a Grizzlebrand in play, we win anyway. This hand seems excellent. It's got a lot going on too. It's like really resistant to a discard spell. Which is nice. They can Therapy one of these off, but see you later, Steven. Enjoy F&M. And we will definitely enjoy this ridiculous deck. Wonder what they're gonna name. Like, I don't even know. I assume they have to name Hexmage. It's definitely Hexmage or Entomb. I feel like one of these two. And the Entomb doesn't do much at the moment. It like takes a while to pair. I guess Entomb is turn 2 Grizzlebrand actually. We go turn 1 Entomb Grizzlebrand to turn 2 Wish Retainers. This deck is really fast, jeez. They named Living Wish. Okay. I guess I just play my Swamp and say go. Why do one thing a fair deck can't beat when you can do 2 things a fair deck can't beat? Oh my god. I guess I just Entomb for a Grizzlebrand now. If they have a Surgical, it means they have less answers to this, right? I want to do this now on the off chance they have Daze, which they probably don't, but if they Surgical Grizzlebrand, that's kind of fine. So we don't even have a reanimation spell in hand anyway. And this way we're drawing live to a reanimation spell. Wow, if we played Dark Depths turn 1, we'd have a turn 2 2020. Kinda punished. Fair things are fun as well, Charlotte. I don't know. I enjoy both approaches. I'm just going to play out my Dark Depths, I think. Yeah, maximum punish. I think we still meant to lead with the Swamp because of Entomb, but we would definitely maximum punished there. Not playing out the Hex Mage means they can therapy us as well. Are we meant to play out the Hex Mage and just hope they don't have a bolt because of the therapy in their yard? We probably are. Huh. That makes sense. Okay, this would have died anyway, so we're not actually punished at all. At least. Sure. So they get to take the Hex Mage, which is annoying. Still drawing incredibly live though, if they don't have a surgical, because we've got this Grizzlebrand in our yard. And like any Hex Mage lets us use this. Living Wish lets us like choose our own adventure. So I'm not too worried right now. Unmask. Huh. So I'm just going to play this and pass the turn. I can cast my LED too if I want. Like save it from an Inquisition. They've shown us they have Inquisition in their deck. So removing the only Inquisition target from our hand seems good. Right, the Brainstorm might seal things up here. It means if they don't have interaction yet, they're probably finding it. They've seen like 4 new cards this turn. I would be incredibly surprised if pouring the Dark Depths ever ends up mattering, but I will do it. I guess it's like technically correct, right? Other than, I don't know if it's even technically correct. It's like using up precious seconds of our clock and lifespan, and right? Oh my god. I think we're probably going to lose this one. It's looking that way. We could draw a Thespian stage, I guess. Oh, we could have unmasked. You're right, I'm stupid. I forgot about Dark Depths making mana. Yeah. We could have unmasked there. You're right, Charlotte. Yeah, I guess we've got this Grizzlebrand in hand that's not doing much at the moment anyway. So like waiting till the final moment seems reasonable. I don't know. It's kinda close. Like, it's possible we want to discard the Grizzlebrand to this LED if we draw a Shallow Grave or something like that. Right, I'm gonna cast this Unmask. I didn't for the Dark Depths. Again, 0% to be relevant. Ooh. Another token for them, but we get the Force out of their hand. We're dead to Colligan's command now, if they have that. Interesting. 4, 5, 6. That's not enough, right? We have 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, which apparently not enough for the 7/7 of ours. Get to be on the play now, though. Do you get to be on the play? I think I'm just going to run it back. I think I'm pretty happy with how I have this set up post-board. I'm not convinced these Silent Gravestones are amazing. We still haven't seen Death Rites from my opponent's deck. But, they should be fine. They turn off Surgical at least, which my opponent probably has like 2 or 3 copies of. And is very relevant interaction. Yeah, for sure, Nikos. We almost got that. Although we don't know what was in our opponent's hand, so... Downside to playing the nonsense decks. You occasionally have to play against Force and discard. Right, we'll go first. What does this hand do? Don't think this hand does anything, right? I imagine they have Surgicals as well, Nikos. Maybe I'm wrong though. I think this is a mulligan, right? Yeah, the lack of green mana, I think, makes this a mulligan, because we can't cast this Living Wish, we're just not drawing very alive. Like, we have the Unmask as relevant interaction, but I think this hand is not nearly good enough as it is. You thought the last hand was something special. Pascal Maynard Woodkeep. Oh my god. Like this is a... I don't see us winning off 5 that easily, and if we draw a black source, we have like discard spell into combo. If we draw an Urborg, we can do this. I think I meant to keep this rather than go to 5. I think we're drawing pretty live, but I could see this being wrong. Yeah, I think the 6 is close. Draw an Urborg and we are in business. For sure, Chantal. Draw an Urborg and there's all kinds of stuff going on. Opponent typed ... into chat. This Dark Ritual isn't the actual worst. If we draw a Swamp, we can go Dark Ritual, Thoughtseize, Hexmage. Which is like pretty solid. Potentially get a 20/20. Ooh, they get to take either the Dark Ritual or the Hexmage, maybe the Thoughtseize even. I guess they take the Thoughtseize, so that we don't know what we're playing against. Interesting. Obviously depends on like the texture of their hand and stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. Taking the Hexmage is terrible unless they can stop the Exhume. I guess the Thoughtseize and the Dark Ritual are like the 2 really relevant cards here. Lotus Petal. If I cast that, they get to K-Command it. But I guess if they K-Command it, I get to Entomb. Am I just meant to Dark Ritual here? I might just be meant to Dark Ritual here and like cross my fingers. I think I'm gonna go for this. Kinda wish this was a Swamp. Then if this goes badly, we'd have more play afterwards, but I'm not sure it gets better for us waiting, right? Didn't sign up not to win the game. I like it. Right, cast my Hex Mage. Hex Mage resolves. Cast my Entomb. Hex Mage is obviously a bit dangerous against an Edict. But I figured if we went for Entomb, Exhume, or Shallow Grave, we play into Surgical. So it's like, you know, no matter what we're getting got one way or the other, right? They had a basic Swamp. Yeah, Edict's the only likely interaction. Agreed. Do we sack this on end step? We run headfirst into an Edict if we do this, but we also kill them if they don't have an Edict. I guess it's not getting any better versus Edict anyway, because the Edict eats up our Hex Mage. Yeah, this is not a coward stream. You're right. They named Fortseas with the therapy. This is not a coward stream. No! No! My heart is broken into 1,000 pieces. Jeez. Alright, alright. Now they take our Fortseas. Yeah, I know, I can't wait there. Like, if they edict us, if we put it in a position where they edict us just to use up their mana, we still lose our Hex Mage, which is really bad for us, right? It's not like we're winning if we lose our Hex Mage either. I wonder if they had the Grave Hate in hand. I wonder if they could have interacted with us getting a Griselbrand back. Maybe they couldn't have. It's tough to know. Right, discard this Exhume. Yeah, I was thinking the Graveyard Hate was more likely than the Edict. They have like 1 to 2 Edicts in their 75, whereas they probably have like 2 to 3 Surgicals. Okay, opponent says they had the Surgical in their hand. So, probably weren't getting that anyway. Yeah. Cabal Therapy me. So close to conceding. Sure. I'm not winning this game from this position, from the 0 lands position versus the Pyromancer. That was a sad game. Almost got there though, I guess. From like a rough start. It's just like the opening 6 was really awkward. I felt like it was better than going to 5. It had like a lot of potential. Hopefully we face more like combo and nonsense decks and less blue decks. That's the dream. If you're enjoying the stream, I stream like 2 or 3 times a week at the moment. Normally weekdays. I'm playing a lot of Modern and Legacy at the moment. So please consider giving it a follow. I am also on a podcast with Chantal Campbell, Teresa Foe, and Sarah Zyler called Proven Combatants, which is awesome, and y'all should check that out. Alright, no blue cards. What is this? This hand does stone nothing? I think this is a pretty easy mulligan. So this is a land away. This is... If we hit a land, this is turn 2 Grizzlebrand, right? If we hit a land, we go land, exhume, crack LED. We'll have to wait and see. It's, I kind of doubt I'm going to have a repeat performance, though, if I'm being entirely honest. Ooh, okay, that's the land. That gives us the 2 lands for the exhume. So we have a turn 2 Grizzlebrand. Chantal linking to the podcast in chat, like, super appreciated. Do I play out this LED? I don't think I do. I think I just want to, like, make my opponent think I'm on a fair deck. Next turn we get to Mind Twist ourselves. I don't want to play out the children turn 1. I don't want to have the children just get, like... I guess if it gets bolted, it's only going to end up in the yard anyway, but I don't really want our opponent knowing we're on an unfair deck, because then they'll be more inclined to aggressively search for forces. I also don't want to run out the children turn 1, because it means getting a dual land, which means we can get wastelanded. Oh, opponent's a storm player? That explains the preordain, right? Makes sense. So we draw for turn. Living Wish. Yeah, this is Storm. I did not realise that, but... I hope we get to choose the order we discard the cards in. If we don't, I might have to file for reimbursement. Because we need children on top of the Grizzlebrand, so we can shallow grave the children, potentially. Don't know if it matters where I get here. I guess I want to leave... I guess I'm using my land drop for the turn anyway. So, like, whatever. It doesn't actually matter. Right, so we hold control, so we have priority. Yeah, we need children on top of Grizzlebrand. Yep, agreed. And then we crack this for black mana. What? It doesn't let you choose the order? If I lose the game because of this, I'm gonna have to, like, ask for reimbursement, because this is really stupid. Because now we can't shallow grave back children. We have to, like, hit an exhume exactly. That's really silly, Alessia, yeah. It didn't end up mattering. We drew another exhume. But it could, like, easily end up mattering, right? Let's take a look at what's going on. Oh, you do it by order in your hand. That's really weird. Okay, I didn't realize that. Right, so opponent is on Storm, but we're going to kill them this turn, so whatever. So let's zoom back Children of Corliss. Sacrifice Children of Corliss. Draw 7. 7. Cast some Lotus Petals. This is delightful. We get to go Living Wish for our Laboratory Maniac to kill our opponent. Because, you know, that's a normal way to win Magic. Herpa-derp-a-derp, herpa-derp-a-derp. This is a work of art, you are not wrong, Nikos. Jeez. Shadowgrave, the Children of Corliss. So this is going to let us draw a whole deck, right? We have enough mana for Living Wish plus Lab Maniac already, so there's no reason to crack the LED. I guess we might as well crack the LED anyway, but I don't think it actually affects things one way or the other. So, make some green mana. Sacrifice children. Wishes are certainly cards that were printed. That much can be said about them. So we need to find a Living Wish. We cast Living Wish. We find Laboratory Maniac. We cast our Laboratory Maniac. And we win the game. Just like good, clean, fair Magic. Oh. That was something. That was definitely something. Right. I don't think we brought anything in. We don't care about this stuff. We kind of just want to be as fast as possible. We like all our discard in this matchup. Now we do nothing twice and lose the match. That sounds about right. Sounds about right. TBH. Oh my god. Right, I've had the Lab Maniac win once. Now I'm happy. I'm content. Easiest mulligan. Like, the Silent Gravestone doesn't turn past in flames as far as I'm aware, no. I feel like this is a keep, just because this, if we have a Grizzlebrand on top, this is like actually a turn 1 kill. It might be that I'm not mulliganing aggressively enough, but like, this is a potential turn 1 kill. Which on the draw seems appealing. Also, they're going to have loads of discard in their deck, so mulliganing too low isn't terribly exciting either. Maybe this hand is sewer. You could be right. I'm just aware, like, I feel like we need to kill by turn 2 a lot of the time in this matchup. Maybe this hand, maybe we're just meant to go to 5. We have like 16 outs of this hand. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I haven't done the actual maths, but it feels like there's a lot. Also, there's a Tormod script and we're dead. Heh. Right. Thespian Stage is a good draw. We're gonna kill turn 3 now. We have a turn 3 kill. We're just gonna play all this stuff out. Like, as I said, there were, like Sandra said, there are loads of outs of this hand. Because the mana is so explosive. Our opponent kept a hand that was reliant on Tormod's Crypt. Which, you know, understandable. Welp. And now end of their turn. Opponent does have 0 lands, you're correct. There is no way you could convince me that LED is Black Lotus. That is not a thing you could convince me of. We'll keep the good one. We're gonna get Chain of Vapored and like just want to give up on Magic. 100% getting Chain of Vapored. No! I was joking. Oh. This is just like way too funny to me. Lion's Eye Diamond, sure. Combo Life. Uh-huh. What does this card do? Finds a Reclamation Sage for their Tormod's Crypt and makes us Now the decks flail at each other. Yeah, pretty much. I'm not sure the Living Wish does anything at the moment. Maybe we just wait. If we draw Dark Depths, we can turn this into, basically we can turn this into Hex Mage or Dark Depths, depending on which half we draw. So I guess we just wait a bit until we draw the right half. Yeah, I think I'd wait too. Hey, you joke about getting Children of Corliss. How do they beat Children of Corliss with a Tendrils of Agony? Halfway through the Tendrils, you just, like, gain 18 life. That's actually kind of a thing. Children of Corliss main deck hate card. Yeah, they might be able to get empty. They also, like, a really big Past in Flames could get there. But this game is so dumb. Jeez. I guess I might as well cast the Entomb now to make them use up the Crypt. Because I'm going to want to, like, crack this LED next turn potentially anyway. And getting the Crypt, like, trading this with a Crypt is kind of worth something. Right? Potentially. What are we drawing? Entomb? So if they didn't have the Crypt, we could Entomb for Unburial Rites, which is funny. Instead, we are going to pass the turn. I was the one who wished for more combo matchups. I mean, not wrong. I'm guilty. Entomb for Entomb, so we don't draw another Entomb. Nucleo has found the line. We might honestly be at the stage of entombing for bad draws. Since there are like a bunch of good draws to pair with the Living Wish. They're sacking the Lotus Petal. I'm wondering that too, how dead we are. No, a land. We can't beat a single land. We are dead to a land. We also just might be actually dead. They're taking the wish from us. Grim. We're back to having like no real clock here in terms of outs. They took the Entomb. Huh. Does that mean they have another Chain of Vapor in hand? Wished for a Hex Mage and cast it immediately? Like, I'm so tempted to get Children of Corliss as, like, for safety. Yeah, taking the Entomb was pretty suspect. You're correct. I guess I just hold on to the wish. Like, we can go get Children of Corliss to protect us from their combo. And also protect us from their discard. I don't think that's unreasonable. I think it buys us a lot of time. Yeah, I think I agree, Nikos. Hey, Apology. Glad to hear it. Right. We're gonna get Children of Corliss, because Children of Corliss makes it much, much harder for them to tendrils us to death. You don't like this? I think it buys us a huge amount of time. We do not, Fortsies. It is, but now that they have a land, they're probably only a turn or two away from killing us. And the Children of Corliss, like, probably if they don't kill it, probably buys us a couple turns, at least. Because they have to combo for twice as much. Like, if they want to tendrils us, they need a storm count of 19 at the moment to kill us through the Children. It just buys us so much time to draw into more pieces. I don't know. I think it's reasonable, but I could see it being incorrect. It's just now that they have the land, I just feel like I'm under a lot more pressure. Which makes me feel forced to go for something. Right. They will just vapor it, potentially. Alright, they go get Past in Flames here. No. They find Ad Nauseum. Oh. That's interesting. What did... Infernal Tutor. Now they find Past in Flames? Yeah, you do, Fortsies. Maybe I was just wrong about the Children because of the Chain of Vapor already being in their yard, so like, if they ever go for a Past in Flames kill, they're pretty good at removing the Children. They don't actually have blue mana at the moment. I guess they can't tutor for a land this turn, they need to tutor for a Lotus Petal. I'm not sure if they actually have enough mana, but they probably do. It's like tutor, Lotus Petal, tutor tendrils. They're also pretty close to just having 19 storm. Jeez. Yeah, they can Infernal for LED as well, that's true. I didn't think of that. So I'm still going to make them go for it. I have to like recognise that they need 19 storm exactly, but once the 19th storm is found I can probably just scoop. This is kind of a weird game. I'm looking forward to being on the play again and keeping a somewhat better hand. I guess our opponent's keep was like really bad too, huh? Cool, and now we're dead to the tendrils. Because they put us down to 1, we gain 18 back up to 19, and then we take 20. Yeah, this works. Yeah, I thought this would be harder for them to hit 20 storm, because I'm so used to like the Legacy Storm deck just about getting there, but that looked fairly trivial for my opponent. I think I just run it back. We will go first. This hand is a picture. This does nothing to... This is like... awkward. Are we going down to 5, or are we keeping this knowing that like Hex Mage gives us the turn free? Yeah, for sure, Toxic Monk. Maybe we just have to mull this. It's like so bad. Alright, we're going to 5. Never mind, we're great. Never mind. We are great. Yeah, easy game. Easiest game. Oh yeah. Alright, are we going for the kill this turn, or are we going to try and untap? It means we die to a turn 1. But like, taking 14 could put our life total really low and make it harder. It's probably safe for us just to draw cards here. We have lots of fast mana. Alright. We have unmasks too, this is true. Okay, so do we cast the LED and crack it before drawing cards? It gives us lots of black mana. And we still get like a new 7. And this way we can draw into like discard spells that we can cast off the LED mana. So we're gonna crack this for black and then draw cards, I think. Okay. This does nothing, I think. This is the saddest turn 1. I think we're meant to crack for black because it lets us seize our opponent. And like Living Wish this turn doesn't do anything unless we hit Lotus Petals, so we can cast Children. But I guess we're just casting Hex Mage and passing. Is there nothing else we can do? I think there's nothing else we can do. so heartbroken about this. If we get tendrils for free now on turn 1, I'm gonna be so upset. We could reanimate a Hex Mage, or I can just like cast the one from my hand. Yeah, I can save the reanimation spell for bringing back a Children of Corliss. Potentially. I could exhume another Hex Mage. I guess that would put a 2-turn clock in play, right? Maybe we're meant to do that. Although it's a 2-turn clock anyway now. If they storm off, just remove the counters from Storm Count with Hex Mage. Strong plays. We figured out the line. Are we sure it's not like Storm Counters instead of Storm Count? Are we dead? We're probably dead. We're not dead. We're getting another turn. Decent. And we can cast this Living Wish now. So we can go get Children of Corliss. So we're probably pretty good. They will chain Grizzlebrand. Huh. That seems possible. That would be upsetting. That would definitely be upsetting. Alright, we're going to try and attack and see what happens. If they chain the Grizzlebrand, we're going to be really sad. Oh my god. Alright. Alright. So we draw 7. We can Living Wish for Children, potentially. So we have like a lot of looks at getting Children of Corliss into play here. First strike happens, chain Grizzlebrand. That would be upsetting, to put it lightly. Why does Hex Mage have first strike? Questions you should ask. To attack through Deathrite Shaman. Oh my word. So I can Fort Seize, and then afterwards I can Living Wish for Children and cast the Children. And then we have the Unburial Rites in Yard to bring back the Children a second time. So we're going to get to draw a whole deck this turn, I think. Seems pretty likely. Fluster Storm. Deal. I wonder if they should have Fluster Stormed this to stop us taking damage this turn. So that, like, make our Children a bit worse. So you Living Wish, find Children of Corliss, we've been through 2 Living Wishes now, so we need to make sure the third one can get the Laboratory Maniac. We cast the Children of Corliss. How many? So we've been through 1 Lotus Petal, 3 LEDs, so we're still really able to make coloured mana, which is good. Let's sacrifice Children. Gain lots of life. We're going to crack these and then draw cards. So I guess we want white mana for this Unburial Rites. And green mana in case we draw the Living Wish. And then we draw 7. Dark Ritual. We can exhume back Children of Corliss again. Oh, we need to Living Wish for Lab Maniac and cast Lab Maniac, and then we exhume back Children, and we kill my opponent, I think. I think that's what happens. Because we've also got the Unburial Rites to bring back Children a third time. So we're going to hold control, cast Living Wish, sacrifice this for blue mana. Find Laboratory Maniac, cast Laboratory Maniac, sacrifice Children. Oh, this is sweet. I'm having so much fun right now. Interesting. Oh, did I not update the title? Sorry, I should have updated the title. HexDepths TinFins. This is totally the exact moment when I should be updating the title. This is slightly ridiculous. Correct. Okay, let's take my opponent's hand before killing them. Cool. Unburial Rites back the Children. We could have hard cast Grizzlebrand, correct. Oh my god. That match was a trip. TinFins, more like oh my god, Charlotte, that's awful. That is a silent gravestone. I think the idea is it protects you from Deathrite Shaman and surgical extraction. So it kind of plays double duty against all the Grixis Delver style decks. Alright, join the match. Cool. We're on the draw, sadly. What does this hand do? Does not do much. It's drawing really live, but it's probably a mulligan. I don't think this does anything, right? But no interaction with Dark Depths. Only one half of the Grizzlebrand combo. We also have like no mana producing lands. I think I'm gonna mull this. Take a look at a better 6. It says Living Wish. It's like tying the room together. Sure. Don't think we want the Shallow Grave. We've already got an Exhume. So I think I'm going to bottom that. See if we can find like some fast mana. Chalice on 1. I mean, I guess this hand doesn't care about Chalice on 1 too much, huh? So that's nice. We can unmask them this turn too. Get rid of the spare Exhume and see what's going on. Ensnaring Bridge. That's not a beatable magic card. You aren't allowed to register Ensnaring Bridge opponent. Okay. Yeah, that is correct, Chantal. That's the story I know, anyway, about it. So I guess I go Living Wish for the Dark Depths now, because that way I don't expose my Hex Mage to removal. I guess I'm losing to Blood Moon anyway, right? Let's grab the Dark Depths. So we need to fade a turn here. Like, Blood Moon gets us, Blood Sun gets us. Ensnaring Bridge gets us. But if we can fade, we're gonna have a 20/20. But oh. Come on, opponent. Don't be like this. Grump. Grump, grump, grump. Yeah, this is a game. Not like this, I agree. I agree with that sentiment. It's fine. We're just going to draw a Thespian stage next turn. It's going to be wonderful. If we play Hex Mage turn 2, we don't have the Dark Depths, Nikos. And then we expose ourselves to, like, this Fiery Confluence, for example. Like, this Fiery Confluence would just kill our Hex Mage, right? The LED Unburial Rites plan. It could be. Could be. Is there any reason to end of turn discard this Grizzlebrand? We have specifically Unburial Rites. Oh, we can start taking counters off the Dark Depths, I guess. It's like very unlikely to matter, but I guess I might as well start. Yeah, agreed, Mammon. It's like so unlikely to matter, but their deck can draw dead for a few turns, right? Or it can play a Blood Moon. Our outs are getting slimmer. Our outs are getting somewhat slimmer. Now we're on the hardcast Grizzlebrand plan. Hey, our Dark Depths makes mana now. Okay, I think the Ensnaring Bridge is when I give up. I'm pretty sure we can't actually beat that. Alright. That was a game that happened. It's kind of grim. Piffing Needle seems bad, Silent Gravestone seems bad, so I guess we just run it back. Oh my god, that game was brutal. 2 Chalices in play. We're just like a bit too slow to get underneath them. Sage, we've got Living Wish for Sage. If we bring in the Reclamation Sage, we can't Living Wish for Sage anymore. I think being able to tutor for our Sage is the more relevant thing. Obviously, if they Chalice on 2, we now can't access the Sage, which is annoying, but I don't think we're beating Chalice on 2 anyway. They're going to get to actually board in sideboard cards too, which is going to make this a bit harder. Like we're sitting here doing no sideboarding. They get like Tormod's Crypts or something. Leyline of the Voids. Alright, we would like to go first and mulligan this hand. I wish this was like a fetch land or a bayou. Then we could Living Wish for the other half of Dark Depths combo. I don't know. This has turn 1 discard, which can buy us a lot of time against their deck. It's possible we're just meant to try and find a turn 1 kill though, or turn 1 Grizzlebrand. Or hand that is... I guess this hand's drawing really live. Might be a keep anyway with a scry. That's why I'm wondering. You don't think this hand beats most of their disruption? They do have hands though sometimes where they only have the one piece of disruption. And with the Living Wish, I guess we're not drawing that live because we don't have green mana. I have to get there almost immediately, yeah. Yeah. You might be right. You might be right. I think I have to ship this. I think it's the lack of green mana that just makes this too awkward. Yes, how many outs does this have to turn 2 depths? So Lotus Petal is an out. That gets me turn 2 depths guaranteed. Fetch land or dual land means I get turn 3 depths. And just drawing a depths. So I have 7 outs to turn 2 depths. And I have like 15 outs, like, you know, 8 outs on top of that, maybe 10 outs on top of that to get to turn 3 bridge. I mean, we don't beat bridge with Grizzlebrand that often. Like, quite often you need to get an attack in with Grizzlebrand to actually get the kill, I feel like. I'm gonna keep this. I could see it very reasonably being a mulligan, but I want to keep it. So there. And we're going to keep this on top because it's a green source. Blood Moon effects are way more likely, that's fair. So you feel like we should be having a hand that's more in on just actually can't beat this. I guess like the Chrome Mox. What does taking the Chrome Mox do? They just cast all their free mana things. I guess it means we can go for turn... Well, we know we don't have a turn 2, right? Because we know we're drawing the Marsh Flats. It stops their turn 1. Then they just play the card turn 2 and we still lose. What can we interact with reasonably? That's a good question. So we have Living Wish for Reclamation Sage, which can kill the bridge. So if we take the Magus of the Moon... Yeah, I think I agree. We have to take the Magus of the Moon and hope that we can kill the bridge and draw into a combo piece in time. Okay, that's what we're doing, I suppose. Like, I don't think we're beating the Magus of the Moon, so it seems fine. We want to cast this on the off chance they go for turn 1 Trinisphere. If they want to bridge, they have to give up Pier. Yep, makes sense. I'm guessing we're very unlikely to win this game, but like their deck can run really cold sometimes. So we're gonna have the 3 lands. So on turn 3 we're gonna get to Living Wish, find a Rec Sage, kill the bridge on turn 4. If we draw Dark Depths in the meantime, then we have a decent chance. We can beat Magus if we throw a Flame Tongue Carvu in our board. Oh my god, man. You have found the line. Lack of Flame Tongue Carvu in our board is just killing us. Skin Render. Skin Render is harder to cast through a Magus though, when all your lands are mountains. It is a much better card though. I will grant you that much. Shriekmaw? That's interesting. Grim Lava Monster. Grim Lava Monster is awkward because it runs into Chalice, but I guess Chalice is pretty hard to beat regardless. Right, here we go. Chromox imprinting Pier. I'm gonna City of Traitors out there Trinisphere, I'm guessing. Or they're gonna play a Chalice. We don't really care about a Chalice, so that's fine. Chalice on 1 doesn't actually do anything. So I guess we Living Wish for the Rec Sage this turn. We just hope to draw into a Dark Depths or another Living Wish. Yeah, I think this is right. Cool. Now if they cast the bridge, we get to kill it. If they cast the Trinisphere, we might get to draw Dark Depths. Comes the Trinisphere. They drew a mountain for the turn, which is good for us. We drew a Grizzlebrand apparently. I'm gonna have Thespian Stage copy the Swamp. I guess we're not beating a Blood Moon anyway, but might as well copy the Swamp. I guess we can copy the Ancient Tomb for the extra mana, right? Although now our Ancient Tomb deals damage to us. Okay, that's the Dark Depths. So how do we do this? We want to make the 20/20 before they Blood Moon, I guess, and then we need to draw a land to kill the Ensnaring Bridge. With our Rec Sage. How do we play the Rec Sage? Oh, not you mean later on? Yeah, I think we want to make the 20/20 now because of Blood Moon effects, and then we just hope to draw into a land for the Rec Sage. Right, we now know none of their hand. Hey. Blood Moon. Speak of the devil. We couldn't do both. We had a Lion's Eye Diamond in play. It makes us discard the Rex Sage, right? Yeah, we'll be short of mana. Wait, what? Did I click the wrong one because I was talking? Alright. Sorry. I guess I don't have green mana anymore, right? So I was probably losing anyway. I was talking to chat. Which cost me my 2020. I thought I was choosing a target for the Thespian stage. It happens. Multitasking, etc. It's fine, it's my fault. I need to be paying more attention. I guess we were only drawing to like Lotus Petal as an out, because it had to be a Lotus Petal to let us cast the Rex Sage anyway. Through a Blood Moon. Don't know that we can actually win this anymore. I'm not convinced Fort Seizing achieves much, but hey. Oh yeah, because they have a Chalice in play as well. Remember when people were claiming ghosting was okay because streamers had chat helping them? Yeah, pretty much. This is evidence to the contrary. So my current plan is hard cast Grizzlebrand, cast Reclamation Sage. Or draw Unburial Rites. That's also a thing. Maybe I was just meant to kill the Ensnaring Bridge there with my Rex Sage and start attacking. Like, I have to kill the bridge at some point to win, right? That's a Spirit Guide. So I'm gonna kill the bridge. If I draw Unburial Rites, I get this Grizzlebrand in play. It's like 3-turn clock is kind of slow, but okay, a second Ensnaring Bridge. We still beat with Unburial Rites. Oh no, the Rex Sage has to die for us to beat that. So yeah, we're just like actually locked out now. Unburial Rites ignores Chalice on 2 because it costs 5. That was sad. To be fair, like, we probably weren't winning game 3 of that matchup on the draw. They have so much relevant interaction, but... Oh, we had a therapy. You're right, Alessia. I guess we're still drawing live to Unburial Rites then. You're right. Oh no, we exiled the Alessia. We exiled the Alessia. Not the Alessia, the Cabal Therapy. We only had the one Cabal Therapy in the deck as well. This seems really bad. This is just like way too redundant. Doesn't do anything. Right. I'm like leaning towards keeping this. because of the Thoughtseize. If we draw a Grizzlebrand, we have turn 2 Grizzlebrand, because we make ourselves discard it. If we draw an Entomb, we get to clear the way with our Thoughtseize. I think this is better than 5. It has like a clear plan, depending on what we draw. Why do I hate mulliganing so much? Good question. Okay, that's a death right, and the game is over. Problematic. I guess I pass the turn and I hope that they tap their death right for mana. Yep. I don't know, I feel like the Scry makes like wonky 6-card hands a lot better than they used to be. Well, this got really awkward. The green mana to shut down our Grizzlebrand plan. Whoa. Huh. Guess I'm taking the Hymn to Turak? I really want my opponent to cast the Hymn to Turak, though. They are respecting the possibility of Reanimator, like, way too much. Jeez. I guess I have to take the Allurin, otherwise the land kills me. Yeah, if we're dead to Allurin, I agree. And like, we kind of want them to tap out for him anyway, since it taps the Shaman. Lotus Petal. Okay. Do I cast that? Or do I hold it for the hymn? I'm now drawing live to another Entomb, because I can go Entomb, Exhume. Or rather Entomb, Exhume, and then when they go to eat it, I get to Entomb again. Yeah, I agree that I don't see a reason to cast it. I agree with you. Sylvan Library, sure. And a land. This is really frustrating that they're just holding the Deathrite Shaman open. I think we just have to keep passing back. It's a decent chance we're just dead now with them having Sylvan Library active and Shaman open. Really frustrating that the combo we had, like, our hand really focused on was the one that they had the... They had the Deathrite Shaman to interact with. I don't really have any thoughts on Food Chain versus Aloran. To be honest, I've not really played with either. And both have seemed like fine but kind of mopey when I've played against them. So we want these Silent Gravestones for Deathrite. Need to cut 3 cards for them. So I guess like the Cabal Therapy and maybe some of the discard. Like the discard doesn't seem amazing in this matchup. Since they don't seem to have much blue mana in their deck, from what we saw. Right, now we get to be on the play. We're going to keep a good 7 that does something. I could definitely believe that I've not been mulliganing nearly aggressively enough with this deck. Okay. This is a turn to Grizzlebrand. Okay. I'll keep. I want to play out the LED. Because then if they Thought Seize me, it doesn't do anything against this hand. Because they can like discard 1 reanimation and we just use the other. They have Flusterstorm open. I guess LED pays through Flusterstorm, right? So we're actually fine with that. Like, best case scenario, we kill them this turn. Worst case scenario, we draw a bunch of cards. We could also just make the Grizzlebrand with Exhume, rather than casting Shadowgrave, I guess. It's probably fine. We should have played the stage. That seems right. Yeah, we should have played the stage. Okay, so... want to go Exhume, black, white, crack this for black mana, I guess. Bring back the Grizzlebrand. Awesome, Nucleo. Hopefully see you about again. Now Fluster does nothing. Against this. Could have a Surgical, of course, but this hand's not really beating a Surgical by like sitting around. Wow, Force of Will. Okay. That's a problem. Currently wishing I had the Thespian stage in play. So I'd be drawing more live to like stuff to do. Oh my gosh. We can draw reanimation spells from here though. Have a stage anyway. That's nice. So now we're drawing to Dark Depths, reanimation spell, to an extent Living Wish, Eternal Witness back Force. That's annoying. Exactly, Alessia. Clearly skill game. I guess I copy the island. Yeah. Wait, did they didn't get back, they got back the polluted delta with the Eternal Witness. This might just mean we're about to die to Alurin. Does seem that way. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think Recruiter means we're dead. I can't remember how this combo works though. They like Recruiter, find the... Oh, apparently they have Mana War in their deck. I guess that works too. Bounce Recruiter. Recruiter for the Cavern Harpy to return the Mana War. Then the Mana War returns the Recruiter, and then they get the final piece. So yeah, we're actually dead to this combo, sadly. Yeah, Kendra, camera's back. I got it working again. I just ended up like reinstalling some stuff and it worked fine. Oh, they had the Cavern Harpy in hand. Okay, that was a bit sad. Game 1 was kind of frustrating. I feel like most people there would have tapped out for the hymn and then died to the Grizzlebrand, not knowing that we're on Reanimator. This deck's really sweet. I don't know. I probably wasn't mulliganing aggressively enough with it, and we did misplay like more than a couple points. So might be better than this performance is giving credit for. I kind of want to try it again at some point. It's we went off a couple times with it and ended up killing with the Lab Maniac, which is sweet. You just realised what we were on. Yeah, this is Matt Nass's deck. It's definitely sweet. For sure.